Howdy, folks. Wonder Montage Survival here. This is episode 4 of Libby Underhill in Louisville. Um, Quite a bit that we're sort of anticipating over this episode. I decided to incorporate 4 days into this one. I feel like individually each one of these days was a little bit shorter. In the last one, I'd said I had intended on trying to get out to a pharmacy in order to find some beta blockers, and that's not going to happen just because the pharmacies are a little further in than I had remembered them being. Although there is one that is sort of in the area over by the mall, and that will probably end up being kind of an area. I shoot to get to a little further down the line because the mall is like really cool. There's like plenty of YouTubers who have, or like Let's Players who have recorded content there and done the big emptying and yada yada. But I've done it once as well. It's a cool location. It's always worth kind of going to. If we end up over in that area, I'll probably end up looting the pharmacy as well. So yeah, on the fourth day of this Let's Play, we'll end up going to. I'm sorry. There'll end up being a thunderstorm that comes through. So that's kind of the event that we are prepping for. That's actually going to run into the next episode as well. Because the Pharma Hug is too far, we are going to be searching for beta blockers on zombies and in the immediate area. At first, I ended up looting a lot of these like single-story homes, and almost none of them have like medicine cabinets or counter space inside of the bathrooms. So we'll end up clearing most of this block, and then I'm gonna actually make my way into a little bit deeper into this neighborhood. There's a large section, maybe a dozen, two-story homes. They resemble the ones in like West Point. Those will end up being a little bit more fruitful in terms of like possessing medical supplies. So those will end up being that spot. I'm trying to think of other things that we're going to end up doing. The water and power going out are also big concerns of ours as we move forward. They have not gone out yet. We've actually made it about 2 weeks in and haven't seen either of those go out. But the water will go out by the end of the episode. It's the 20th is when it does, and we haven't seen power fluctuations yet in the automated broadcast system, so we're fine on that front, but it's better to be prepared for those events. One thing that I will be gathering quite a few of, and I feel like I've been gathering a lot of them, and then I just didn't have nearly as many as I thought, were garbage bags. In my mind, I was like, oh, I definitely have enough for at least 4 water collectors, and just absolutely did not. I have enough after some additional scavenging for just 3, which really came as a surprise for me. So, it sounds kind of silly to be like, garbage bags are a big concern right now, but yeah, we need to go out and get some garbage bags. Also, as the days have moved on, there's been more and more zombies in this neighborhood. I don't know specifically how sort of the zombie tracking works, but it definitely seems like areas that you, even though the game will not respawn zombies in areas that you're like you've recently visited, it seems like it really will move hordes into those areas or like around them. Um, and we definitely just saw a good number. I mean, nothing too big, nothing that I couldn't handle. We've really developed long blade and short blade at this point. Um, by the end of the episode, with all the bread knives and kitchen knives that we have, I've just been using those as our go-to weapon. Um, they tend to be what's what I'm looking for? They're highly replaceable. Like, they get destroyed really fast, and you find a lot of them. So I'm just kind of using those, and as they break, I just throw them on corpses, because like the survival knives and the hunting knives and the machetes are like very much worth repairing, but I just feel like, and same with screwdrivers are also not worth repairing. It's just kind of better to throw them onto zombie corpses. So yeah, now we're onto these two-story houses. These places do tend to have medicine cabinets and like counters in the bathrooms, and they also have more end tables, which tend to have like vitamins and antidepressants, things like that. And they also have like more of these armoires in them, which just a good, like we're not like desperate for bag space, but we are definitely kind of hurting in terms of bag space. So this first day we looted until about 8 o'clock, and then I decided to hit the road. I'm trying to see even what we do tomorrow. I can't. It's 4 days, and I have been just going through a lot of stuff recently. I've been applying for jobs and wrote a brief short story just with the stress that I had from applying for jobs, which was very nice. That actually felt very fulfilling to do. It's good to do that with your brain every once in a while. Practice your art, even if, especially if it's something that offsets screen time. Like, I get a lot of screen time right now just playing this game. Our weight is also kind of an issue right now. We are very slowly dropping, and I've been eating ice cream and dog chow and just all sorts of stuff, and it really hasn't been enough. And I ate a stick of butter, I believe, today or tomorrow, and that ends up really helping our weight issue. Other things. In the last episode, we ended up boarding up the entire house, and that's proved useful because nobody's actually come over to it since then, which, that's nice, like not having to deal with zombies, but also just feeling more secure in terms of the defense of the house. I'm gonna take a sip of water. We also finally filled the fridge up completely, and I am a little undecided in terms of what to do about it. There's a part of me that wants to go to like the gas station and get one of the industrial fridges as like an upgrade, but it's so full. It's really full of stew right now, which is a really good thing. Uh, but like at the same time, I'm like, maybe I want more storage. I'm a little loot goblin in my own sense, so not quite as bad as some other people, but our loot settings are not as inhibiting as if I were playing on like very rare or incredibly rare. Um, like just playing on regular rarity is actually pretty easy in terms of the overall game. I am like very worried about when the power does go out. I don't know why. That kind of is a thing that I just get a little paranoid about. Oh, one of the things I was yammering on about long-term food production, and then when I finally went through all of our uh, storage, I found that we have 0 seed packets right now, which I thought was really kind of funny. So even with the oncoming storm, we're not going to be able to like start the long-term food operation, but I'm not like too worried about that. Again, we have like plenty of food in the immediate term, and even if we run out of stuff, this neighborhood is I've left so much canned food behind that we're really fine in terms of stuff like that. And there's like 4 supermarkets. Like there's like at least 3 gigamarts in Louisville off the top of my head. It might be more. I can't remember. For as much as I like enjoy talking about Louisville, there's only a few parts of it that I actually know kind of well, which is like the area like immediately adjacent to the Grand Ohio Mall, and this area kind of over on the outskirts. I kind of feel like these are the areas that I tend to spawn in, and also end up kind of heading over to a lot. Like thinking back on several of my personal like Louisville plays, I feel like they both between Pillows random spawns and the like generic Louisville spawn. These are both mods. Look them up. Pillows random spawns is really nice actually. It's good for like role playing. I'll probably end up doing a role play character after this. I've been thinking about role playing a fisherman, which I think would be really funny. But both of them don't, or not both of them don't. I even using both of them, I've spawned in a couple of the houses that are like just up the block from the baseball stadium, like very frequently, and I feel like that's like a reason that I have just kind of played in that area quite a lot. Which I mean, it's a really cool area. It's really fun to explore, like downtown. It's super dangerous, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's like a lot of fun to also like go out and live in the middle of nowhere and build your own little base and do stuff there. Oh yeah, there's this truck out here, like a big box truck, and I kind of want to get it just because it it's got a lot of space in the back for uh, like customization. It's in much better condition than the RV is, um, just at a glance. Um, I mean, anything's probably in better condition than that RV that we have right now. It's like straight 11% across everything. Um, it's nice because you can like haul it around with a car and then disconnect the car and use your own car to do things. But with the box truck setup, you get more space and kind of has this industrial look to it. So yeah, we're back over here just looking for garbage bags right now. And given my worries with the power going out, we're also going to end up going to the gas station, like particularly late. Um, we're overheating, and I was wearing boxers, so I decided to throw those on. I feel kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk about this, but I kind of do. Because I feel like the shorts aren't like short enough at times, and so I like to sometimes use the boxers just as like shorts, and I feel like it's like kind of weird, but at the same time, it like they have the right length. Like it's the '90s. Like people wore like pretty silly outfits back in the day. Even today, like people not silly, but like fashion definitely right now is like lots of butts. I feel like high waisted and butts. There's probably good like sociological reasons for that. I do have like theories on like why everyone wears like the oversized clothes from the 90s, because that's like a big style like these days. It's just because like uh, from like the 90s through today, like if everyone had been thrifting uh, all of the like clothes again from the 1990s, like the only thing that's going to be left is the stuff that's in like extra extra large and extra 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 large, and because that style's coming back, and like weirdly clothing manufacturers do not get this. Like they do not produce shell suit clothing or just like the styles, like the graphic patterns and those specific like the magenta cyan like color anymore. um, People like the only way that people can get clothing like that today is by buying the really large stuff. um, so that's their own problem. Like they gotta sort that stuff out on their own. So here on day 3, there is some very thick fog that rolled through, and I am just like, well, it's not really worth. Um, I know you guys have seen me go out in thick fog before, but it's just not worth the danger. Um, Going out into this right now, so I end up building our water collection setup. Um, just because we have the water went out yesterday, on the late on the 20th, and yeah, we might as well like take advantage of the situation where we are. Um, we are going to continue to go out a little bit later and do some more scavenging, but in the meantime, like with this level of fog density, we're going to just kind of do some little bit of house preparation and a little bit of like skill building until things kind of pass over. Like in light fog, it's worth going out, but the thing is that like you visually cannot see where the zombies are, and they're like, it's really hard to figure out where they like might be coming from. Whereas like any zombie that hears you moving is going to immediately investigate your location. And there's 10,000, there's 100,000, there's a million of them. Um, they're all over the place. Um, and there's only one of you. So, like, even if you manage to dodge 10 of them, like 20 of them, however many it is, all it takes is one making its way up to you and you not realizing that they're right there. So it's, especially when it's very thick fog, it's like just, it's too dangerous to go out. Oh, I didn't even go out today. That's great. Good on me. I did the right thing. Pat on the back. Go montage. And then I decided also to include this next day, even though it's a little unusual for me to do 4 days. I really don't care. It's like, you can do 3 days, I can do 4 days. Like, I'm gonna reduce them down to 30 minutes in either case. I went through all the water in that one bathroom, and I don't really have intentions of plumbing this house. Just because the roof is not really accommodating for it. So we'll end up setting up enough water storage just to be able to take advantage of that. So here's day 4. This is like the day where the storm is supposed to be coming in. The automated broadcast system says it's going to be coming in afternoon. For those like not in the know, the automated broadcast system is a random bandwidth in the game that changes between all of your save files, unlike any of the other like radio stations, and you really have to like search for it in order to find it. It contains information on the weather for today, the weather for tomorrow, and whether or not there's a storm coming up in the next 5 days, and whether or not the helicopter is coming through today, which is like very useful information to have. It also updates at 8 a.m. every morning. The wiki says that it updates at 9, but the wiki is just wrong on this information. So I don't care too much to go and update it. But yeah, just for everyone's information, like it updates at 8. So I decided, even though the storm is kind of imminent, I will head out and do a little bit more looting, just try and find some more beta blockers, and just kind of get through the checklist of houses in this neighborhood. And yeah, the ABS just says that the storm is coming through afternoon, and I'm like, okay, the moment that rain really starts kind of coming in, we'll just dip out of here. So I only really get through like 2 houses. But, you know, progress is progress, no matter how you really like look at it. And if I recall, there's not much that we really find in here. Like, I'm really looking for more duffel bags. We've already found 2 on zombies. But I really feel like we could find, like, some big hiking bags or some more duffel bags, and that would just really increase our, like, looting capacity. Also, I've really done some damage to this car, which, that's just inevitable in this game. Oh, this house was awesome. Like, the first window was really hard to get through. And then, we opened the second window up without any difficulty, and, 4 zombies just immediately were on top of us, and I was like, fuck, this might be the end, and, like, sprinted outside, and we, got away totally scot-free. Which is really funny to me, like, especially rewatching the Adelina Hollenbeck gameplay, where we just constantly are getting injured over, like, any sort of minor thing that happens. Here, I just feel like I've been absolutely unpunished on, like, boneheaded moves that I've made. We've also, I mean, we're at roughly the same point where Adelina died, and we've killed about half as many zombies. So that's kind of working in our favor. I tried to move this car that's in the way, but I like get cruise control up to 100 miles per hour, and we're not dragging it, which makes me think that there's either some sort of priority thing going on with how the attaching works, or the truck is just really screwed. It's one or the other. Not too certain. But I was just like, okay, we got it out of the road mostly. Like, I've almost hit it about 3 times now, so it's about time to just get it out of the way. And hilariously enough, even though the rain is kind of splotchy here this evening, it kind of comes in, kind of comes out. There's enough that's come through that I managed to wash all the clothes in this duffel bag. We don't hear the first instance of thunder until like 11 p.m. I think it is. So I was a little worried over almost nothing, but this is just one of those, like, better safe than sorry kind of situations. End up doing a little bit of skill reading here at the end, and it's kind of in the wrap up now. Again, I'm not too certain. We're mostly just doing a lot of scavenging at this point. It's just like really trying to make sure that this character has her bases covered or her foundation covered for getting to play, like, the long-term game. I mean, we could just hole up inside of this house and, like, probably get her to live for 2 weeks, like, very easily, but I would get very bored doing that. So we're gonna continue our little run around. Anyways, thank you. Love you guys. Bye.